Alright gamers, buckle up because we're diving back into the nightmare-fueled world of Lies of P. Remember when the base game popped out of nowhere and blindsided the entire Soulslike community in 2023? Yeah, that puppet banger, that one? Well, guess what? Round8 Studio is back to give us Overture, a beefy, brutal, and bizarre $30 DLC that basically asks, hey, what if we made a carnival of suffering for people who already survived the original? And me? Yeah, I signed up instantly. Now, quick warning before we jump into this bloodbath, Overture isn't your warm-up jog before Elden Ring. Nah, this is more like deadlifting a cathedral with a toothpick. It's not for everyone. This is straight up endgame content, designed to roast your nerves and eat your skill points for breakfast. If you haven't already mastered Lies of P and built your puppet slaying powerhouse, you're gonna have a bad time. But if you're into pain with purpose, hoo boy, you're in for a treat.
BitCrush lives.
So, what's the deal this time? You're once again strapped into your leather boots as Geppetto's favorite murder puppet, only now you've been launched back in time, Terminator style, to try and prevent the puppet apocalypse from kicking off. Yeah, time travel, because nothing says escalation than rewriting the timeline with a giant saw blade. Honestly, the story's better than it has any right to be. It doesn't drown you in confusing lore soup, instead it keeps it tight, focused, and surprisingly emotional. You've got the alchemists, still bastards, a legendary stalker with a backstory cooler than your entire Steam library, and a few devastatingly good NPCs who show up just long enough to wreck your feelings and then vanish like your Elden Ring runes. Let's talk vibes. This game's still dripping with mood. You get to explore a crumbling zoo filled with mutated nightmares. There's a carnival where the only things scarier than the rides are the things operating them. You ever wanted to be stalked by a puppet clown that looks like it just escaped an Italian horror film from the 70s? Now's your chance. And visually, snowy ruins, dimly lit caves, twisted interiors. It's like Bloodborne met The Thing and they decided to raise a child in Gothic IKEA. But my absolute favorite part? Those NPCs. There's this fisherman who just wants a beer while chilling next to a creature the size of a school bus. That guy's my spear animal. Then there's a guy trapped in a cave, and let me tell you, his storyline ends in a way that'll punch you right in the feels. These aren't just filler characters, they're tiny emotional landmines, and stepping at each one hurts so good. Now, gameplay. Oh baby, where do I begin? The level design? Spicier than ever. Not impossible spicy, more like, wow, I didn't know I could die this many ways in one hallway spicy. The maps are larger, more intricate, and full of evil surprises. You'll get lost, and not in the boring way, more like the I've been in this tunnel for 40 minutes, and now I've named my sword and made peace with death kind of lost. Checkpoints are spread out like they're on vacation, and Zevs have hidden mini-bosses right before every single shortcut just to make sure you earn your progress. Enemies are meaner too, groups of them flanking you, ambushing you in corners like they've read your diary and know your trauma. But guess what? That's the point. The game wants you to slow down, bait enemies out, and learn how to play smarter. That's how Soulslike flex. Still, it ain't perfect. The camera gets drunk in tight spaces, your weapon occasionally bounces off walls like you're in a clown car, and some of the boss arenas, about as practical as fighting a bull in a phone book. Annoying, yes, but not deal breakers. Now, the bosses themselves, strap in. These guys are absolutely cracked. Cool movesets, amazing designs, full-on nightmare fuel. Every fight forces you to think, do I block, do I parry, or do I just roll and scream? It's the best kind of chaos, the kind where every death feels like a step forward. Except when it doesn't. Because, yeah, not every boss is a masterpiece. Some of them have health bars longer than your college debt. You're gonna be chopping away for ages, and at some point it stops feeling like a fight and starts feeling like yard work. And the final boss? Bruh, depending on your choices, it's either a cinematic walk in the park or the gaming equivalent of being hit by a truck full of knives. It makes Orphan of Kos look like a tutorial enemy. And hey, small heads up, to even access the DLC, you need to be in Chapter 9 of the main game. So if you jumped into New Game Plus after beating it, you'll have to grind your way back again to unlock it. Bit of a headache, yeah, but at least now you know. Despite all that, I loved it, legitimately loved it. This thing might not be for everyone, but for the cursed souls who like their games punishing and atmospheric, Overture delivers in spades. It's dark, it's twisted, it's got mechanics sharp enough to slice bread, and it adds a ton of content for $30. This is a real expansion, not just some new hat and a side quest. So yeah, Lies of P Overture isn't gonna hold your hand. It's gonna slap it, break a few fingers, and then challenge you to a duel. But if that sounds like your idea of a good time, this might be one of the best things you play all year. BitCrush gives it a solid, crying internally while mashing dodge out of 10. If you made it this far, don't forget to smash that like button, drop a comment with your most embarrassing Overture death, and subscribe for more brutally honest game breakdowns. We do it all with love, pain, and a whole lot of BitCrush.